journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
The following is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, folks, I'm going to try to explain what I see, okay? Sometimes I see it, sometimes I don't. Like Larry Williams said, in the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. I actually spoke to Larry several times today. He's doing really good. He lives here in Arizona now. He's going to be 83 pretty soon, just a little whippersnapper. Here's where we were back in April with the Russell. See these wild swings? We're seeing the same thing right now, folks. It's exactly what we're seeing here in the Russell. Let's get it up here. You'll be able to see it here, hopefully sometime. Remember, we were selling it up here at this 78% level. Now, if you put your stop right above here, you missed all of this action. Look at this, folks. Up and down and up and down, up and down. We get above here, it's bullish. Until that happens, no, sir. It's just jumping around quite a bit. All right, now let's move up here. We'll try to describe what I think is happening. By the way, the hogs have started to work. We had a small ABCD pattern here, the hogs this morning. We rallied up. It's still lower. It's still got a couple $100 profit. But the reason why it looks so bearish right now, because if you look what's happening in the cattle market, this cattle market is El Fuego. Let me get this up here on the hourly chart, and you'll be able to see it. Look at this, folks. We gapped up this morning. The number was 55.45. Of course, with the gap, you have to increase the 127 to the CD leg to 1.27. And if you did that, you'll see you want to be getting short these cattle right about here at about 217. That's what I'm going to try now. Right now they're 216. But look at this gap up. So that's it. And then the hogs, you see, we made an ABCD to the downside. You know, we sold them here. So they've got a profit in them. At one time, they had about a $400 profit. Now it's only about $250. So it's still good. The wheat's doing okay. Wheat's got back above the 580 level. And the soybeans have actually held up. And they're actually moving a little bit higher. That's with negative news. The weather is not conducive to a drought, but that's what's happening. Now, when I did the radio show this morning, we went to check, because of these wild swings, to check to see what the U.S. dollar was doing. We looked at the 4-hour chart, and there's where we were with the euro, okay? Right there, 144.95. Now, that's the 78% level. Remember, mathematics precedes geometry. Okay, now there's some ABCDs in here. It could probably fit with that, but we'll just draw them in here to see if they line up. Pretty much spot on. Okay, but what I did was I went down to the U.S. dollar to see what was happening there, because these markets were very active. I wanted to see where the money was flowing. So if we get I think we'll get this daily up here. You'll see in the dollar, we broke down below our coveted level here, but look how it snapped back. That's what we were looking at with the euro. See, the euro, okay, went exactly to the 786. The dollar index went below it. So you want to sell the weaker of the two, which was the euro. And so I sold it right up here. I told the folks that, well, anyway, this is what I pointed out. All right, now I've already covered the British. I'm sorry, folks. I've got a little bit of an allergy problem today, plus a few little technical things. Let's get up here and make sure I got all these windows correct, and then I'll be able to see and get that British pound here somewhere. Well, it must have disappeared on me. Let me get it up here so we can look at it. Now, this is the one that we haven't quite got there, but we're getting really close, folks, in this British pound. That's why I think the dollar has got a really good chance here to hold together. So we'll get this up here. You can see we've been waiting to sell it. This is the long-term daily, remember? And the one we were watching to sell it on was the weekly, and that was at that 136 level, okay? Now we came very, very close to 136 today, folks. We hit 136.058. That's where we're trading just about right now, but the high has been 136. So I think we're getting ready to see the dollar hold up. That's my 2 cents worth. Now, if you did the euro trade, it's got, quite a few pips in your favor, so you certainly don't want to lose anything with that, okay? So I just think that's important to remember as we're watching these things here unfold. Now, on a short-term basis, I wanted to show you something that I was doing today, because this is what I try to do, whether it's gold. First of all, we had this big, let's get up to a smaller time frame, and you'll be able to see where we were. There's a time frame here. Here's when Mr. Trump was on the phone right here. You can see there's where Mr. Trump was on the phone. The market had a huge break. Okay, so what I did was, following the rules that I usually try, get a strong trending move to the downside. I want you to come and take a look, because I sold this 382 retracement right here at 59.80. And you see at 59.80, and in just 8 minutes, it went all the way, dropped 30 handles. 25 handles, and then all of a sudden, look what happened. Boom, it packed up again. And then later on in the day, it went up to this level right here, but I didn't have a clear ABCD to do anything with it or not. Now we're coming down, we're matching the lows. We closed below these levels here, folks. This is going to be incredibly bearish in my opinion, because what's happening is all this has been distribution. Let's just get the daily up, so you'll see that this has just been distribution here for all of this time frame right here, from the 19th of May to where we are right now. 4 weeks later, all this is distribution. Now there's a sell-off right here, but most of the people up in here still have profits from this level right here. When they start to get below here, that means that there's something getting ready to happen. And we've got one of these monster Bradley dates coming here in just 5 calendar days from today, and that'll take us right up, 5 trading days, 7 calendar days to where we are right here. This is a huge one, and so we'll wait and see. I use the patterns, folks. That's really what I'm looking at. Here's our soybeans. They finally got into a profitable position, and the good news is we're now trading above the 382. That's another good thing. Remember, we bought these down here at 29. They're now at 34. Okay, we had our stop at 09, so it's starting to work. So hang in there. Looks like it might be okay. Hogs, like I've already mentioned, they're still doing okay. And let's see what else we had. The meal. The meal, take a look at the soybean meal. The December soybean meal still looking good. Let's see, SMZ, here it is right here. And we'll see what it's doing. Yep, it's acting really good. Now you can see it's already moving higher from this level down in here, which we expected it to do. We expect it to get up here at 315. So that's the main thing that we're watching. Remember, we had this 8 days down, stopping almost exactly at the 61% retracement. And this is when, they were getting hit pretty hard on some of this stuff. Now, if you remember, the one I liked the best of all that whole group was the soybean oil, the December soybean oil. We'll get that daily up, because that's the one that turned first and gave you the chance to say, uh-oh, something was really getting ready to happen here. And by golly, nothing's much happened with it. Son of a gun. I'm really surprised. Hold on a second here right now. I'm not in the oil, folks. I'm long meal and long wheat, okay, and long November beans. Anyway, look at this. We had a little bit of a rally, but not much. I think this was the one that was going to be the best of all. Let's take a break. 877-927-6648.
This year has already been a wild ride for the market. We started off heavily in the red, traversed back to all-time highs, and we now have a trade war looming. Trying to play this chop as an individual trader leads to death by 1,000 cuts. Where does this market go next? Should I add to this position or cut my losses? Where is the next opportunity? Tariffs, trade wars, analysis paralysis. Don't become a victim of this intense market. Instead, join Larry Pesavento over the second and fourth Friday of every month for 3 hours of live trading. Larry has been through many markets just like this one, and the insight he provides is invaluable. The dates for this month are April 11th and 25th, 9 a.m. to noon Eastern Time. Get in here and let's start trading. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Folks, I think the best way for me to try to help you is to do this. I'm going to go to the Chicago Mercantile Exchange and show you something. You remember for months there, weeks or whatever it was, I kept telling you how weak the gold was going to be when it was up there at that 3,500 level. Now, I know it's bounced around a lot, but all I was looking at was the volume and open interest. So all I'm going to do now is show you what's happening with the S&P. And, I'll do the S&P because that's the big daddy rabbit. Let's put that up here. There it is right now. And all I'm going to do now is I'm going to come up and hit the volume and open interest. There's the volume right there. And I'm going to bring it up here so you'll be able to see it. Okay, now, you see how the volume's been dropping off here with that market having the big run? You see how open interest is where it is right now? It was way back here, was trading at, much higher than it is right now. And you can see the open interest is actually coming off a little bit. It's not going up I haven't checked it from yesterday. Let's just check. Okay, yesterday the net change in the open interest was 13. All right, let's take a look at it on Tuesday. What happened? Okay. This one had a pretty good one. 21,000. That was a pretty good one. Let's check it on Monday. This is going to make me feel what's wrong here. That is good. Wow, sorry about that. I didn't realize that. That's a pretty big increase between 31,000 out of 2 million. That's a pretty big increase. So there has been some good buying in the S&P. I haven't checked it, folks. That's the first time you hear me making a. It's better, like what the guy said. It's better to keep your mouth shut and remain a fool than to open your mouth and remove all doubt. But the action that we're seeing now in the S&P is the kind of action like we saw way back on April the 7th. Let me get back here, and I'm going to try to do it the easy way. You see all this big action that we had like this? Now I'm going to go down to a 4-hour chart so we can go back to April 7th real easily, okay? There's April 7th. You see this kind of action? That's the same kind of stuff we're seeing right now up in here. Okay, we're seeing that same kind of stuff. So that's what we were seeing here. This was in the not Olive Garden, was in the Rose Garden. Boom, bang, boom, all this. Well, when you see swings like this, remember, folks, we were going from 48 handles to 53 handles, and then 53 handles back to 49 handles. Okay, this is the kind of action we're seeing. This tells me that this is a major number up in here. Okay, now I did a bunch of other these on a 4-hour, but the real or easy one to find was on the daily, because it measured just a second here. Oh, shucks. Let me give it the hourly chart, I guess. I just did it. Yeah, I'm sure it was the hourly. There it is. There was your hourly that I did going back to the 30th of May down to the 3rd of June. Here's where we were, measured to 15. Here's where we are now. We've had the big move down and up, just chopping around just like we were then. If we close above here, folks, if we close above there, and we certainly could, that tells us that something really big has happened right here, and this was a major low. But if it hasn't, and I'm saying, look at all this action, folks. I mean, this is incredible. We drop 50 handles, up 40 handles, up 60 handles, down 50 handles. The guys on Wall Street don't like that kind of stuff, folks. They like stuff that goes straight up or straight down. So that's where it's kind of tough. Okay, now we got that out of the way here, and I wanted to bring to you, by the way, I just put an order in to sell the cattle here at 217. There's my number. This is the gap up. Must have been a really hot cash market today, but, cattle are up 3.5 points, folks. Hogs are down a point, or almost a point. So that's telling you they're not looking at hogs, they're looking at the cattle. All right, the other, we've already done the videos on the things with the euro and stuff like that, so I want to get to the other things. Let's take a look at some of these stocks. Now, let's take a look at Tesla, because I hear it in the news. I don't know what's happened. I've lost TV service here today. Something's happened to our cable box here in the neighborhood where we live, and they're doing repairs work, but hope will be on when the basketball came so the Pacers can win. Okay, now you can see here, Tesla is still getting hammered again. Theirs was their high of the day. There's the open at the high of the day, open at the high. And now we had a pretty big break here. Now, let's just see where we are with Tesla as we go from this low up here to this high right here. We're below the 382, so that's not a good sign. So we'll just have to wait. Now, let's take a look at Apple. People have asked me to look at these, so I'm going to. I don't do these Apple trades at all, but I'll bring it up so we can see it. Apple should be up. Oh, no, it's down a little bit too. Well, I guess the market's sold off a bit. Anyway, you can see all we did in Apple here the last 2 days. I got to turn this off. Hold on a second. BT, I'm doing the radio show. I'll call you back afterwards. Bye. This is my friend Byron. Okay, here's all we did with the Apple. You can see we had the ABCD. Looks like it stopped exactly at the 382 of this last high. Yeah, there it is right there. Now here's where we are right now. Still a little bit bearish. Okay. All I know is, folks, that when you see this kind of volatility jumping around at these levels, that usually is not a sign that that things are, getting ready to go straight up. It usually means that people are trying to make up their mind which direction they're going to go. That's the main thing. All right, we'll get this Tesla out of the way right here. I covered the stuff with the dollar index. That's a big help to tell you where we are with these things. The fact that the euro could not get above that level really was important. I mean, this is real money, folks, a lot more than the funny money at the stock market. Bond market's serious money too. Stock market's more funny money, but this is real cash when they move this stuff around. So that's held that. Now we get above here, all bets are off. But right now, it's at a pretty good move. It's dropped about $500 today. Not a lot, but with the euro, it is. This trades in the T's, folks, not the billions, but the trillions. So a lot of money going into this stuff and out. So we have to find out which direction you want to go. We already talked about the British pound. I've been asked to cover the Australian dollar, and then one other one. I've been asked to cover platinum. I'll do that in just 1 second. But here's the Australian dollar. You know, we've been bullish on this, and it's still going up. Let's get this, refresh this. maximum, because what we were watching here, this was so bullish because what happened on the weekly chart, folks. See that weekly move? We had this big move up and no back off here. That's why it's telling you that it's still acting bullish. Now we're almost to the 61% retracement right here. So this should be some pretty stiff resistance. Again, telling you that the dollar might start strengthening here. All right, so that's what we're watching. Move over one more. I want to see, we had a new low here, and I haven't checked to see if any of these are related to the 382. So we'll go back to this level right here, and it's below the 382 there. Now, if this is the 382 off this big one back here, then we know that the U.S. dollar is getting ready to change. So you put that thing in here, right here, and now we'll move it up so everybody can see it. It's up in this area here. Whoa, not too far away, actually. The difference here is 66. Wow, that's only 50 pips. So we're almost at the 382. There's the 618. So you got a lot of resistance up in here. Haven't even taken out the previous day's high. That also tells us there's something not right. So we'll take a look at that. And then we want to get back. Let's take a look at the platinum. We'll take a break here, and we'll be right back.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors. This portion of Trade What You See is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at direction.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Shucks, I got Okay, folks, this is platinum. I did a lot of metals back in the day of Drexel, back in the 70s through 76 through 82. I never sold 1 ounce of platinum, folks. And the reason why was because platinum is a harder metal, okay, and it was selling at a 50% premium to gold at that time. Gold was, like, say, 700. Platinum was selling 1,400. So I never did that because in order to have platinum, it's got to be assayed, and that causes money. If you've got a coin, you can tell that. If you have a silver coin, it's real simple. If you put the coin on the tip of your thing like this, let it, like, it'll balance like a silver dollar. You can't do it with dimes or stuff like that, or quarters, halves you can't. You can put the silver dollar and then tap it with another silver dollar, and it makes a distinct ring. I mean, you know that it's silver. That's how they do it in the Arab countries now. They test that by what the value is by that ring of that. They know what that is, and they're really accurate. If you ever go to Morocco or any place like that, you're going to see places that are still in the market. Now let's look at platinum here on just ABCD. Now, we made a bottom here on April the 7th, like the rest of the world. Okay, now as you can see, we were making ABCDs all the way up. ABCD, ABCD. This is a weekly chart. ABCD. Now we have a big ABCD right here. Okay, now there's the last one. We're all going to do is just look at the last one. There's the high we made way back in February. Then we rallied up into spring, and there it is right now, 907 with this big move down. What do we know? We know that you have to make it 1.27 on the CD swing. So if we put 127 in on this, bada bing, bada boom, there's your low right here, 73. The low actually was 78, so it missed it by $5. Okay, now on the way up, look where we are right now. This is remember, I have to say one other thing. I got to tell you something here, folks. I'm not trying to badmouth anyone. I mean, I've been, there was our price level 1143. The high's been 1148. I'm not telling you that, when you buy platinum or anything like that, it's not a good investment. It's just harder to understand. Look what's happened to platinum over the year. Let's just put the monthly chart up, and you'll see what's happened to platinum compared to gold. Okay. Look, this was the high in platinum way back here at 2,400. This one, gold, was 1,900. Okay, it was a roughly 40% premium. Look at this. It dropped from 2,300 all the way down here, and it never recovered. Look at the recovery, but look at this. And the people that you see on the advertisements there for U.S. money exchange, these guys are good salesmen. If they put you in gold, you're great. If you bought platinum, it's like buying Target or something like that. It didn't have that same zing. So that's why I'm paying attention to it. One other thing that happened today, that one of our friends that studies under this material said, take a look at silver, because silver made a big ABCD day. I haven't looked at it yet because I've been busy looking at other things. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get the daily chart up on silver. Get this here. Now what we're going to do now is, he said it was on a really big time scale, so we got to spread it open right here. And I guess this is what he's watching here. Yeah, this has got to be it right here. There's your A, B, C, D. Yep, that's where it's got to be. There's your A leg, there's your B leg, there's your C leg. So let's just clean it out here so we can all see it together. All right, there's your A leg right back here. There's your CD leg right there. I'm going to draw it in like this so we can draw it right down. And that tells us it should have got to 3604. And the high was 3627. Oh, 3640. And it hit 3627. So we did get within 10 cents. Now we're 70 cents lower. So this could be a pretty significant top here in the cattle. If we shut the front door, Larry. Let's get this up here. Okay, now we've kicked this out here on the long-term weekly. In fact, we're closing above. This is important. Well, yeah, 35.30 was the 61% retracement. This could be really bullish for silver, folks, if it can just keep going from this level, because we've taken out the 61% retracement from the high from August of 2011. Remember now, we've gone gold, into the stratosphere. Silver's still at the 61% retracement. There's another question of which one did you buy. If you bought silver, yeah, you made money from 12 to 35, but if you bought gold, you made an absolute fortune. So there's the big difference between the two. So we get this out of the way here. Get this out of the way. Now I've got a couple things that I'm watching here, and one of them is the live cattle. I want to see how we're doing with that. I have an order setting in there. Ooh, we're almost there. Oh, we almost got there. Yeah, we're almost there. 20, we're going to get there. That'll hit the bell, so that's not a problem. All right, and let me see what else is going on here. Hogs are still going lower. That's okay. Soybeans still going higher. Let's take a look at the S&P, because this is the important one to watch today, folks. Now, what I'm watching on the shorter-term basis here, just like I was doing before, when this market made this top and dropped like this, here's what I was doing. I try to tell people this because it works pretty good. Now, there was, I think I said this before, but I'm going to do it again because it's important. There was the big move down. Okay, you don't have any 382s in here at all until you get this one right here. Okay, now I sold it here at 80, and look, it went from 80 to 56. And that's a huge, huge amount. And look at this, folks. I ended up getting out just at break even, and then it backed off one more time, and then it started to rally. And you can see the rally. Watch if this is a pretty good bottom. What did it do? It went right, a little below. There's your 382. There's your 50%. Then it goes up to the 78% level. And here's where we are right now. This is when we were on the show, just when we started here half hour ago. We've had a pretty good rally. Now, if you'd have done the 382 on this, and there's no ABCD, just be a 382. If you'd have done the 382 on this one, just like we would have done yesterday, you would have sold it here at 79. You'd be standing at a loss. And that, hey, sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. But what you'd like to do is you'd like to see if you had a little ABCD tucked in here somewhere, then that's what we're paying attention to here so far today. Now here's something that I haven't done, and that is I haven't looked at the AI all day, believe it or not. You see it did pretty good. There was your high, your low came in here, there's your high. Now we're in the midst of nothing. You see how it switched over? The only thing you can do now is, because you've had this, is it's really not fitting very well. You can see the high came in right here, no low. So what this could be doing is it could be inverting and make that a high at that time. So that's what I'll be watching, is I'll take this, and all it is just a vibration point, folks. That's all it is. Get this out of the way, and we're going to see what it looks like on the upside down version. Stop the front door and raise the rent, Larry. You've got to hit the invert button and make sure that it's done. There it is, done. Now we move this over. And just like yesterday, we're coming in here in about the top of the hour here. This is where we want to be. Just like yesterday. If you remember yesterday, we got stopped out, but ended up being okay. All right, this is where we are right about now, and we'll be right back. So let's take a break here. Okay.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Okay, folks, I just want to point out here on the S&P, there's nothing bearish about this, folks. You have an ABCD pattern right here. Now, during the last couple of days, I just pointed out open interest increased on the 3rd and the 4th. Today's the 5th. We got to watch that open interest, because if that open interest drops on a day like today, look out. Or if it has a huge increase and closes lower, also watch that. But just about everybody that's bought it here on the 3rd, figure they bought it in this area, they still have a profit. There's nothing bearish. Look at this, folks. The pullback this morning. Hello, operator. Look at that. Exactly the 382. Hit it once, twice. This is what protected me, because as you remember, when I'll just go through my thinking on this anyway. Okay, here was the big break. Okay, so I sold that 382. Gee, that looked like a really smart thing to do, because you sold it right there at 80. All right, and there it is at 80, and you look up and oh my gosh, it's 55. That's 1250 times 2. That's $2,500. And then if you blink your eye, you know you have a loss. So that's why you put the stop in when you made that kind of money. And folks, I didn't make a dime on that. I sold it there. I ended up getting out even and was happy to do it, because it's still going higher. I haven't traded it as of yet since that time. I'm waiting for a clear ABCD. Now, on this move down like this, because we didn't make a lower low, I assumed, well, this probably may or may not make it. This is only 10 or 15 minutes, so I said I'm going to wait a little bit, because it's nothing really clear. I live and die by AB equals CD, folks. That's why I showed you the S&P, I showed you the Dow Jones, I showed you the Russell, and I showed you the NASDAQ, how important those numbers were. The same thing here when we're looking at the NASDAQ. This is the one that's been leading the market the whole way, all right? There's the same thing. You know, I didn't check the open interest in the NASDAQ at all, but there's your big ABCD measuring to 1218. We hit it twice. We hit it there, backed off, came back, hit it again, backed off again, and this is where we are right now. If we look at this on a little bit shorter time frame, you'll see you're above the 382 as we speak. This is not bullish action, folks, in my opinion. This is not the kind of stuff that people on Wall Street are interested in. Okay, there was your first 382 retracement there, if you were quick enough to get that, but that's really not very much to the downside. But here's where we are now. I don't trade this at all, folks. Very seldom. That 382 came in here at 74. We're now 64. It's now trading at 77. If you did this, you've got to put your stop. If you're doing 382, your stop's got to be above the 50% level. So today's close is going to be what's really important. If we close lower today, and we've got 3 hours, 2 hours to go, 2 hours and 15 minutes, that's going to be a bad sign. That'll tell us that, yep, this is a big deal up here, and that big number that we were looking at is really important. That 21,900, the high was 29,035. So, and here we are, 200 handles below it right now as we speak. We've already covered the Australian dollar. Get that out of the way here. The bonds are still selling off a bit. Hogs are selling off a little bit. Did I get filled in my cattle? No, I did not. It got to 21. Did we get there? Oh, did I get filled? Shut the front door. I think I did. Let me double check. Ha! No, the high was 216.90, and I had my order at 217. It's still going to be filled. It's only 20 pips away. So there's my order sitting right here. So, and all I'm doing on that is doing ABCD. I did ABCD here. You have your pullback. This gap up today, that's the cattle market getting, the overnight market is extremely powerful, and it took off, but it didn't help the hogs at all. Hogs are still going lower, different ones, okay? All right, someone had a question about the soybeans. Well, there's two different values in the soybeans, folks. This is on a short-term basis. It's making a nice ABCD here. Yeah, it sure is. I am not going to take profits. I'm going to roll with this one, just like I did in the wheat. There's your ABCD. It's up there at 38. Just don't worry about it, folks. If it goes down again, hang on. I think this has got a real chance. Looking at this on the daily, see, there's the pullback that I wanted to buy it on. It went a little bit low. Now it's above it like that. So if we get above here, folks, we get above here, and you don't want to buy soybeans if it closes above 1070 in November beans. That must mean you don't like farmers, because when it does that, it's got a real chance. But all we've done now, we're still in a downtrend. Got a 3-day rally, probably stopping exactly at the 382, the previous high. There it is right there. It's sitting there right now. You got a 3-day rally right at a 382. And, it's in a bear market, because you can see we've had, this is not a lower low, but you had a lower high in here, lower highs all the way through here. And now what we're seeing is a perfect 382 retracement off of that right there. And if you bought it at 29, you made $250. This is tough, folks, because I love this kind of pattern, but I can't sell the beans. I literally, just like I sometimes can't hit the buy button on the S&P, I can't sell the beans, because this is the time of the year where these weather patterns, when they work like magic. Now, if I were to sell it right here, and that's the 382 at 34, what I've got to do is I've got to buy it back on a buy stop above 1040. So I'm giving up 5 cents here if I'm going to do that. All right, so that's what I'm watching as I'm doing this. I'm not going to do it as I'm on the air right now, but I am going to do it eventually, but maybe not under the time frame that we're here right now. Let's see, the euro, we covered the dollar index, covered the gold. Gold has turned very bearish, folks. What I have one other order sitting in here on the gold market. I'll bring it up to you and show you. I'm trying to do the 382 up here at 08. Excuse me, at 30.88, 30. So I'd like to see it rally $14. That's a 382 off the whole range, and I'd like to see that. That would be from 60 to 27. That's 27. Yep, that would be one I would like to be seeing. Now, if I looked at this on the AI for today, which I didn't, there was the move that we're watching here. We're still getting ready for a nice rally. There it is for today. Okay, there was your first bottom here, second bottom, third bottom. I didn't have anything here. I was selling this ABCD right here at 10. That's what I was looking at, and I made the critical error. I got out of it right here, folks. I made $20, and I left $20. How much did I leave on the table? And I see 20 to 60. I left another $30 on the table. And that happens all the time. So what I'm trying to do now is to get back in this for an overnight trade. If I can do the 382 up here at this level here of 87, and we got a chance. We can still get up there to that level. If I sell 87, I got to risk $12, and that's what I would be doing as I'm watching this as we speak here today. Looking at all these things here going on. Okay, one more stock to cover when we get back. 877-927-6648.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Okay, folks, I want to just a little history of Richard Russell and Dow Jones theory. The theory was that the transportations and utilities should make new highs when the Dow does. You can notice that we never did that. We got to the 61% retracement. We've been going lower. If we look at 2 of the main things in that index, look at Federal Express, folks. This stock, look at this day. This is a daily stocks. This thing used to be $310. Now it's $100 lower. And all we did on this last rally was come right back to the 382. Is there something wrong with the people shipping it? They're not shipping as much as they used to. Okay, now let's take a look at the other one, which is UPS. UPS is even worse. Okay, here's UPS. This used to be a $300 stock, I believe, wasn't it? Yeah, well, $200. I think that was it way back here. Now it's half price. They can't give it away. All right, let's look at it on the weekly just to see if it was the high back there at 200. Oh, shucks. Let me get rid of this thing. That's a little, delete the bar. Yeah, a high was around 200 right back here. Oh, yeah, 210 was the high, it looks. Oh, no, it went higher than that. Yeah, we got a high that's 240. Now it's at a discount at 97. Something's wrong with the shipping. They're not making a lot of money there, so let's keep that in mind as we go through here. Also, I'll watch the gold, because if we do get a rally up here to 387, I'd be a seller on that, because we hit a major 78% level today, sold off a lot, so you want to sell that 382 retracement right here. Watch it either tonight or overnight around 33.87. We'll report on that tomorrow. So that's what we're watching here today. I think we're getting pretty close to the end of the range. We've got 32 seconds left, so we'll pull one more stock up, and that's Eli Lilly. I worked for them back in the old days. Sadly, having a little bit of a bounce in here. And you'll see that's all it's doing is making a 382, it looks like. So we'll see you on the flip side tomorrow, folks. May God bless.